I'm happy to say again, hello everybody, and thank you for watching our channel. We are leaving Linton Marina, and you saw 3 videos about this unique place, and I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll show you stormy weather to San Blas, Chichime Island, and Huna, Guna, or Kuna people. We are leaving, like I said, Linton Marina, and it is approximately 80 nautical miles to Chichime Island in San Blas. I mentioned already that at Linton Marina you can moor, you can dock, and you can anchor. And we are passing right now boats that anchor. Many boats, I can tell you, many boats. You can stay here free for as long as you want. And right now you see the shore and the little bay. It is Puerto Lindo. If you watched my previous videos, we went to that little, small, very little town. And probably it is a small marina in that place. And I showed you Linton Marina from the drone, and you see how many shallow places are in this area. And of course you have to be very careful to leave the marina and to dock, to come and dock. And so we were watching left and right and in the front for shallow places when we left. Well, steering, we are motoring right now because the wind is really low, and we are motoring for now. But it is raining and gloomy, and actually it is getting darker and darker.
The sail 80 miles east from Linton Marina to the San Blas Islands is often stormy. The reason why is that the prevailing winds off Africa, which come east to west and flow into the Caribbean Sea, along with the waves that are driven by those winds, pile up against the mountains of South America and Central America and cause swirls and eddies and currents and weather and patterns of various kinds, squalls and storms. And so that path is often a stormy one, and it was for us also. As I mentioned, the weather is often problematic along this coast, and the weather forecast for our sail actually was quite good. We were supposed to have winds from the west, which is unusual, kind of following winds actually from the northwest. They were supposed to drive us along nicely, and we weren't supposed to have anything in the way of rain or squalls. Turned out to not be the case at all. The wind backed substantially, such that it was from the northeast, even more the east-northeast, and it was much stronger than anticipated, with gusts up to 30, and also quite a few squalls and rainstorms, including one particularly nasty one where the winds were in excess of 30, and the waves were something like probably about 9 feet of waves. So we had some stormy conditions, and it was a bit of a rough sail, but nonetheless, it was a good experience. It was an all-night sail, 80 miles at about 5 to 6 knots. So that will take you all night and even a little more.
When you sail overnight, you have to stay for a few hours and watch in your turn for direction and for surrounding boats and big ships. And so I was watching not from the beginning, probably after 1 or 2 o'clock, because I did not feel well because of seasickness, but I got well pretty fast. It was my first night. Right now the night is over, and Graham decided to pull his fishing rods. He did not catch anything this time. But actually it was nice to see light because it was scary to sail when it is dark, and lightning was just incredible. I couldn't film it because I couldn't even hold my phone or camera. But everything is fine right now.
So, Zena, how was your night?
Okay, let's see. We left Linton Bay yesterday shortly after 4. And probably in 2 hours I got seasick. Not too much, but it was noticeable. Ben gave me 2 pills. And actually it helped. But it rained and lightning. And, I don't know how big waves were.
Sorry?
How big waves were last night?
Probably 2.5 meters.
2.5 meters, it is 8 feet. Not big,
That's not big, but big enough.
big enough, yes. And now we are approaching, what island we are approaching?
Chichimi.
Chichime Island. We'll see how it will go.
So, did you enjoy it at all?
Oh yes, it was great. It was my first night at the sea. Very first night.
So, will you go back to sea at night again?
At night, right now. Don't ask tricky questions.
And we are here, Chichimi Island. And you can see here a few wrecks. A small and a big boat. And our destination for today, Chichime Islands. When you look at the standard map, you can see just one island. But if you look at the satellite map, you see that there are actually 2 islands, Chichime Islands, a big one and a small one. After rain stopped, we took our dinghy to the big part of Chichime Island. You know, sometimes I think why standard map shows just one big island. Maybe because this part where we are motoring right now is very shallow. You can't really take your sailboat here. The island was really interesting. We will go around whole island. Around whole island, I will show you. You will see how beautiful it is. And by the way, I noticed something interesting on the ground. Keep clean, it says. Why it was laying, not they did not put it up for everybody to see, but they keep their island really clean.
Vuelta, no hay problema, puedes dar vuelta, nadie te va a cobrar, nadie te va a molestar, todo es tranquilo, no hay problema.
Very good.
Sí,
Thank you.
no hay problema.
Look at coconuts.
How many families here?
Eh,
How many families live here?
mi family.
Yeah.
Ah, es mi familia.
Yeah.
Ya no.
Quattro familia.
Ah, 4 familias divididas.
4.
La isla.
okay.
4.
Okay.
For
Sí.
nice place.
Cuidado, cuidado. cuidado.
It is great place.
Nice. Sí.
Nice place.
Sí.
Mhm.
Así que, ¿y capitán? ¿Quién es capitán? Ah, capitán. Y ella es marinera. La esposa. Chef. Chef.
Chef.
Guía.
Coconuts are everywhere. The man said that it is okay to make a video or pictures here. It's good. I think we can go around of this island easily. What is it? Toilets? For
Looks
all.
like it was going to be at one point. I don't know.
And there's a
Or showers, maybe.
toilet.
Maybe it was showers.
You see? Yes, maybe.
I'll get them to look after the boat.
As we walk around here and show you the island, it's probably a good time to talk a little bit about the Huna people who inhabit the San Blas Island. They're a very interesting group of people called either the Huna, the Guna, or the Kuna. And the three different names have complicated stories, but I think generally the Huna people is what they go by these days. They live in the San Blas Islands on a few heavily populated islands that you'll see later in this series, and then on many of these sparsely populated islands. They make their living from tourism, of which there's not so much during the COVID days, but also from coconuts, such as you see here. They gather coconuts and sell the coconuts on the market on the mainland, and then also from fish that they sell. They live, honestly, a very primitive existence. It's an idyllic location with a wonderful climate, although in the rainy season it rains every day, literally. But they don't need much in the way of shelter. Food is really abundant, and but they do live very primitively. Each of these islands is miles, I would say, varies from 5 to 25 or 30 or even 40 from the coast, where they can access an also primitive mainland Panamanian village. They are a tribal society where it's kind of matriarchal in the sense that the women have the primary role in the society. They are very distinct from Panamanians as a whole. They've maintained their culture throughout their history. And by the way, that maintaining their culture started with a very colorful period in their history right after the Panama Canal was opened early in the 20th century. Long about, I think, 1915 or 1920, I forget exactly, maybe 1925, the Panamanian government started imposing a lot of controls on the Huna people that the Huna felt like were infringing on their culture and their rights and their independence, and so they rebelled against the Panamanian government. And in the process of that rebellion, the Panamanians were getting together and a military force to take punishment actions against the Huna people. The United States intervened, sent a warship to the islands, and intervened with the Panamanian government and warned the government not to do that. We heard about that particular episode of the United States helping the Huna to maintain their independence a couple or three times from these people while we were there. So obviously their independence is something they're very proud of. They talked about it in the museum tour that you'll see in these videos. They maintain their identity even now, and they have special representation in Panama City to look after their rights with the government, and they basically keep the Panamanian government at arm's length from their little distinct society on these islands. It's a very interesting group of people living in a way that almost no one does in the 21st century, and they're an example of a group that has remained culturally distinct, although they are extremely small, in the middle of a much larger society that is different from them.
How can they dry clothes if it rains all the time?
Good question. I don't know.
It never gets dry.
Seems like it would mold before it dries.
It is raining still, but it is nice. The water is nice, a little bit cool. Soon all of these logs will be in the ocean, floating. How beautiful their yard is and how clean. No, really. I'm wondering what that woman raised on that island. There is nothing to raise. They opened these coconuts already. Smoke is coming. Hub, it is a huge tree. Look at leaves. Big leaves. it says welcome to, and the name of this particular tourist destination. Apparently many tourists come to this island, and I will show you in my next videos. Another family lives here. What is it, canoe?
It's like the one I saw go by this morning. The whole canoe's handmade.
And we are going to stop our video here, but we did not show you many interesting things on this island. You will see it in our next video. We will show you where backpackers are staying, and I went on the little Chichime island. It is really fascinating. In the evening we had visitors to our boat. People brought some bread for us, and we will show you the bread factory on the little Chichime island. And we paid $10 in order to film their home. We will see you very soon, in 1 week.